Good afternoon, Leek and classmate. My name is Johnny, and today I'm gonna talk about a wonderful history of Kubota. This has been written by Garrett Hongo, that it was the grandson of Kubota, and all the situations happened in 1941 before the Second World started. It was, Hongo says that on Monday he left from the house and some of the FBI showed him his identification and pulled him out to the jail to ask different questions. And the reason it was because a few days before Pearl Harbor it was attacked with torpedo and airplanes. It was a battery that it was destroyed and 3 men died. That's why the government says that it was due to the Japanese, and they were suspecting with all of the Japanese because they said that some of the Japanese they were espionage. That's why Kubota was arrested because it was suspected of espionage or to sympathize with the enemies. And he was taken into the jail. He was asking many questions. He told to his grandson that there was a police that it was good to him, but it was another one that it was not, that it was bad to him. So this history has been told to Garrett Hongo when he was 13 years old, and he thought that his grandfather was telling him a lie because it was the first time he told him this history. Garrett thought that maybe it was because he wanted to show him a lesson and maybe to increase the histories the grandfather had. After that, when he listened carefully what his grandfather told him, the next day he went to the school and he asked to his history professor about the grandfather told him. He asked him about the concentration camps in which the Japanese were moved into, and the professor told him to be quiet, and he was moved until the back of the room, and he was silent. After that, after the class left, the teacher told him that it was right. So nobody, at the end, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to remember the situation they are across due to the culture they have. But I believe that during my research, I believe that it was good to be quiet at a certain moment because nobody wants to enter into conflict, and that's why nobody talk about the topic. Unfortunately, the Japanese they were losing their own culture because the culture they were taken it was the American culture. That's why nobody was talking about it. I agree with the author because he was sharing something that it was not found into the history books. I haven't heard nothing about it before, but yeah, I'm really agree with this. And sometimes I believe that this may happen in the world. For example, in Ukraine and Russia, we don't know if they have as well concentration camp in which they are moving the the Ukraine's citizens or the Russian citizens that are against of the government. It looks like similar to the Nazis, and that's why I am a little disappointed as well because the United States they looks like always do their right things, but at the end they are making the same like the other ones. The only difference it is they show the world they are the best. That's why I think so that I'm a little disappointed. That are some of the emotions that caused me to read the the, the history of Kubota uh, at that moment. That was the first time I read this history. It makes me feel a little angry about it. And also, for my perspective, I found really challenging to be living into a country that attack the country in which they live, and that was the main reason why they lost their own culture. The problems that I can say that is happening in the world are basic ones, the ones that I mentioned for the Ukraine. In my personal life, I just can compare the gang members in which we we were not able to move into those neighborhoods before, and I will recommend this history to everybody to understand what is happening in our world. Thank you very much.